Okay, so here we are. And as a thunderstorm here, I've got a secret about combat judo, something you probably were never aware of. And it's going to change everything. Because a lot of people are thinking, when they hear the term judo, they think of the Olympic sport, which started in 1964. But Jikaro Kano, the propagator, the progenitor of judo, had started with 3 different versions of judo. He had to gather together different what were called jujitsu or jujitsu. It depends on whose variant you want to go with, and found the most effective and the best ones to use that would not harm the training partner in application, so you could become more adept at the skills. And he had done a self-defense judo. He did a sport judo, which is what everybody knows now, because after World War II, the Japanese were relegated to just having the sport version. They couldn't train the other versions anymore. But there was a combat judo version, and I'm not going to go into all the history. That you can find that on the combat-judo.com site, and that details everything. Go to the 5G combat judo post, or page. Actually, it's a page. You can check that out. That'll detail some of the differences in the evolution of the upgrades. But what I got to tell you is, because people think that judo is a throwing art, and with grappling, because the Brazilian jiu-jitsu came from the newaza, which is the ground fighting, which used to be more extensive in sport judo. It's not any longer. But let's get to why combat judo is significantly different. Well, there was a thing called etemewaza in Japanese, and this is the striking part. So there was striking in combat judo. Now this changes radically how you can use throws and which throws you will use. Because when you're using striking, everything changes, just like the people who do submission grappling. It's vastly different than MMA, and those are both sports. We're not talking about a sport here. We're talking about a war art. We're talking about designed for military, using weapons, if they have them, also to use weapons of opportunity that they can find, and also to be able to use this when you're carrying weight. Because something sport guys don't have a concept of is carrying weight. They're not carrying, they are wearing the clothing that is the best application for their sport, not what you have to do to be in the military. And things change dramatically. And I will be demonstrating that at the upcoming Combat Judo Alpha Seminar, which will be held in Perrysville, Ohio, which is midpoint in Ohio. That's on the 26th of August and the 27th of August. But that's just, there's more information, go to the website. But I want to get to about the secret about combat judo, the striking. Now the striking changes everything, as I've said. And as you should know, just from the sport ideas of submission grappling versus MMA, you know that you can do things in submission grappling that you can never pull off in MMA. So it's the same thing goes here. When you have striking involved, the throws change. The throws are easier to do, and there's throws that work specifically for warfare. And that's what we're going to be teaching. So we're going to be teaching. John Saylor, former U.S. Olympic judo coach, knows a thing or two about high-level judo. And he knows which throws work for the military. And we've been going over this for a few years now, and we've developed from the World War II system. Now, I have to talk to you about this World War II part just a little bit more, because in World War II, the United States was using combat judo for the Marine Raiders, but the more secretive and more elite Alamo Scouts. And if you don't know who the Alamo Scouts are, you need to do the research. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that here and now, but they were taught jungle warfare. in combat judo. Now, because they were working very closely with the Filipinos, because they also freed several Philippine prison camps that the Japanese were running, they striking even further, and they started using bolos in parts of their training. Bolos are basically machetes. It's cut down sugar cane or cut coconuts out of the trees or cut coconuts open. Easily found and easily carried in World War II. So the factor is, from the Philippine change of striking and the development of the original Ateme Waza, which I'll be going over the most iconic strike of all time and why you should do it, when to use it, and when not to use it. Now, if you want to know about this iconic strike, you got to come to the seminar. I'm not going to cover it here. I know everybody wants all this free information, but I'm giving you free history. I'm giving you a preamble of what you can learn. So the idea that judo is without strikes is completely false. Combat judo is designed for everything. And it's designed to be used when you're carrying weight. When you have a rucksack, you got your full kit. When you're carrying, at least in pounds, at least 70 pounds. This is the normal infantryman, at least 70 pounds. If you're spec ops, you might be carrying 100 or over 100. So that changes everything that you can do and cannot do. And that is designed specifically in the parameters of combat judo. So I want to tell you that if you think that judo doesn't work for the streets or self-defense, you have never seen combat judo. And I challenge you to come to the seminar and try to resist being thrown, because I'll throw you, okay? It's going to happen, all right? So if you doubt that, come to the seminar. Once again, August 26th and 27th at the Barn of Truth Training Center in Perrysville, Ohio, starting 10 a.m. on both days, Saturday and Sunday. And what else do I need to tell you right now? It's combat-judo.com. On behalf of John Saylor, my former U.S. Olympic judo coach friend, and myself, Christophe Clugston, I'm a military trainer, a subject matter expert in zero-distance warfare. I train militaries and special units around the world and have for over 20 years. Now, if you want to get part of that knowledge, that combined knowledge, then come to the seminar, okay? But that's enough talking for now. So I bet you didn't know that about combat judo. So like this video, share this video, and comment if you've ever seen striking in judo before. And from where? Where did you see it? I know there's some people in the Philippines still doing combat judo, but not the same as we're doing it. It's evolved. Anyway, leave your comments. All right.